Coach Camp on BigSouthSports.com. I'm Katie Tull, here today with Charleston Southern women's basketball coach Julie Goodenough. Coach, your team just finished their finals for the semester and came back with a 74-59 victory over Pfeiffer on Saturday. How does the break mess with your schedule, and how do you get your team to focus on both academics and basketball?
The week of finals is really unusual because I know that our players are carrying a huge load on the academic side of the campus, and they have to really dedicate a lot of time to be prepared for those final exams. And many of those exams will determine whether they make an A or a B, and I know that they need the time to really dedicate to that. But our players are very organized. They're good time managers. They've developed that skill throughout this semester, I think. And we really didn't see a letdown in practice intensity at all. And what we encouraged our players to do was to really use practice as a stress relief from all the studying. And they were not studying 24/7, so they needed some type of a break. And I felt like we had some really good practices during the week of finals.
Good. Now your team goes on the road for games against UNC Wilmington and Mercer before taking a break for Christmas. What do y'all need to do just to get a couple of road wins?
Well, obviously when you're playing in someone else's house, they are probably going to shoot a pretty good percentage in the facility where they work out every day. So I think our defense has to be just a different level of intensity than we've been carrying on the road so far this season. And we have a whole week of workouts to get ready for those two road games, and our emphasis will be on defense, just getting stops, taking pride in stopping our own individual players and not relying so much on help side. We were really good at taking charges this year, but the bad part about taking a charge is that some point in your defense broke down and you had to have help side step over and take a charge. And we're always thankful for those, but we'd like to get a little bit better at our on-ball defense. And we out-rebounded our last opponent, and we want that to be something that we do night after night, especially on the road. You can't give teams 2 and 3 opportunities to score each possession, so rebounding will be a big key for us.
Cool. We are 10 games into the season. What is the most positive thing that you've seen so far, from your team, and also what's something that you consistently need to work on?
Well, to consistently work on defense and rebounding. I mean, those have been kind of our Achilles heel so far this season. Offensively, we've played really well throughout the course of the season so far, but defense is something that every day has to be an emphasis. I guess the thing that I've been the most pleased with is just how well our players get along. Just really good team chemistry. We added 5 new players to our team this year. They came in, and I think we're a little bit nervous about, joining our program, and there's very high expectations for our team this season, but our upperclassmen have really helped the younger players, I think, mesh into our team. So I guess the team chemistry and just the respect that all of our players have for each other has been a real positive for us so far this season. And I think that you have to have that first as your foundation if you want to see that kind of chemistry on the court. And we haven't seen quite that chemistry yet on the court, but I think, the foundation is there, and we just need to build on that. And, the Christmas holidays are so cool because all we do is hang out together. We're playing basketball, we're eating and sleeping, and we have a Christmas party coming up this week. A lot of time to spend together. And I really feel like, just that quality time together will help us, on the court, just grow closer together.
Definitely. The final question for this edition of Coach Camp is about something that your team does extremely well, and that is 3-point shooting. Y'all's team is currently averaging around 8 3-pointers per a game. So what is a tip you can give us?
I think a tip to be a good 3-point shooter is you have to get in the gym and put in shots on your own. And you can't just come in and shoot. You've got to shoot to score. And the assignments that we give our 3-point shooters, they have to come in and make a specific number of shots. And of course we have a gun, the rebounding machine that really helps you to get a lot of shots in a short period of time. You don't have to chase your rebounds. But I think also shooting 3-pointers in game-like situations, which we try to do that in practice, put our players in situations where they're coming off screens and shooting on the move. But the biggest factor, I think the biggest key of all at becoming better at a skill like 3-point shooting is just putting in that extra time on your own. And it has to be a serious time where you're going game speed, you're doing all the little things right, and you're shooting to score, not just putting shots in, but putting makes in.
Right. So practice, practice, practice.
Right.
Thanks to CSU women's basketball coach Julie Goodenough for joining us today. Best of luck to your team and you this season. I'm Katie Tull with your Big South Coach Camp on BigSouthSports.com.